Welcome to Knowles Field for today's varsity football game, where your St. Christopher Saints will take on the Norfolk Academy Bulldogs. Kick is underway and will be fielded at the St. Christopher's 35 by Harwell Harris. Will take over in decent field position after a squib kick. And coming out of quarterback, this season we've seen a combination of Gil Williamson and Griffin O'Farrell. The snaps have been dominated by Griffin O'Farrell, but doesn't mean that Gil Williamson isn't capable of leading this team. Today we'll be seeing Griffin O'Farrell come out for the first snap.
For sure. Griffin O'Farrell, more of the scrambling type. Well, you got Gil Williamson, who's a lot taller, maybe 6'4", 6'3", able to throw it, has a good arm.
First pass from O'Farrell is up to Tazwell. He'll take it 6 yards to the 41. The opposing 49. Tackle is made by A.J. Keels.
Christian Thomas, other wide receiver, is out today with an injury. You might see Tazwell and Walker Wallace and Andre Green getting a lot of love today.
Farrell takes the snap, rolls out left, runs back right, avoiding the pressure. This is what Farrell is great at. He's great at scrambling, and he's going to take this one down to the, looks like the 29. Call that the 30. That's one of the benefits of having Griffin O'Farrell in your backfield, is that if something's not open, he can take off and run for 20 yards, as we saw there.
For sure. He's got the running back body, but he's got the arm of a quarterback, able to do anything basically out in the field.
So 1st and 10 from Norfolk's 30. Forrest is in the backfield. Again, pass complete this time to Wallace. He'll break one, push out of bounds by number 22, Ray Hollowell. Make that a gain of about 5. So the Saints have yet to run it.
For sure. Seems like they might be normally a run-heavy offense, but looks like they'll be changing it up.
Here's a first run now to Forrest. Tackle made by Max Minder. And they'll give Forrest the first down.
Saints looking to have 0 issues on the offensive side, just marching along the Norfolk side.
This is Hendrick now in the backfield for the Saints. Fair will throw quickly out left. Pass complete again to Wallace. Play is blown dead at the snap. False start on the Saints. That'll push him back 5.
Second about 12.
Farrell will take the snap, throws out left to Nigel Green, and right out of his hands. Perfect throw, but just right through the hands of Nigel Green. That'll go in the books as a drop. So 3rd and 12 now for the Saints offense. And they are in probably Jack Sewer's field goal range. Currently at the 21, that'd be a 38-yarder, which he is undoubtedly capable of making. Farrell takes a snap, rolls out right, throws across the middle, and right out of the hands of, looks like Walker Wallace. So 2 straight drops from the St. Christopher's offense, both of which were great throws from Farrell. So it'll be 4th down now, and out trots Sewers for what will be probably a 38-yarder. Kick from Sewers is up, and it's good. No good. Pushed it right, it looks like. Definitely had the leg on it, but I guess he just pushed it wide right. It looks good from here, but just barely missed the upright by a few feet. So the Saints' first drive looked promising, but ultimately results in no points.
For sure. Able to march up about 50 yards. Very good. It's just unfortunate things happen. A few miscatches. No big deal.
And credit to Griffin O'Farrell. He delivered great balls throughout that series, but just a couple drops. This is Norfolk now. Drew Duffy takes that one for a few yards, able to get out of the pocket. Second and about 2 now, after the rush, rather the scramble from Duffy. And the Saints are without Brown commit Chris Thomas today, so they've had to cycle around some corners. Pass is incomplete there, intended for Jacob Saffold. So 3rd and short now. Looks like they have Mina Del Aya playing at corner, and Matt Grant and Brooks Council at safety. And Teddy Damgard remains where he was earlier. But they've had to cycle some things around without Chris Thomas in the secondary.
Sure. I don't think that's a bad alternative, though. All of those are very strong, fast people.
And it looks like Council will be coming off the edge here. Saints are stacking the box. Damgard is playing without safety help. They'll hand it off the middle to the left side, and there's Damgard, but unable to make the tackle. That's a big gain. The Saints clearly had a strong side and a weak side there, and Norfolk went after the weak side and got about a 15-yard gain, at least. Credit to Damgard for getting off the block, slowing him down, just unable to bring him down. That's a hard up-and-field tackle to make. Nikos Kavanis, he's running this one back, and he'll take it all the way. Pick 6 by Nikos Kavanis. Great pass rush from the Saints. Duffy rolled out right under pressure, and that one's going to be picked off by the sophomore linebacker, Nikos Kavanis. Saints up 6.
Well done by the Saints there, applying pressure. The quarterback had to make a decision, either a loss of 10 yards or throw the ball. Looks like he miscalculated the ball, but very good job by the Saints there.
That was a 49-yard pick 6 by Nikos Kavanis. And as a result of that, he'll be wearing the turnover belt, which is a mimic of Miami University's turnover chain. And the snap is fumbled there. Sewers picks it up. He's going to try to get this one in, and he does. So after the fumbled snap by Griffin O'Farrell, Jack Sewers picks up the ball and does it himself.
Insane instincts there by Sewers, able to pick up the ball and notice that he's got to do something there. Decides to scramble. Could have thrown it, but decides to scramble. It just keeps going and forces its way through. Unbelievable play by Sewers.
And that's the benefit of having about 6'2", maybe 220-pound kicker.
For sure, 210.
As if you were a running back, just powering into the end zone. So the Saints are up 8 now. So what would have been a disaster actually turned out to be all right for the Saints. So Sears will kick this one away. Deep kick into the end zone.
Almost a 70-yard kick there. We're doing the stream. He's doing the announcing all the way down there.
So Duffy takes a snap and rolls out right. He's demolished by Jeff Moore. Excuse me, that was on the carry. And Jeff Moore leveled him, actually. And Jeff Moore is the keystone of this Saints defense. He gets the plays in from defensive coordinator Greg Toon and calls them out, but he's a great three-year starter on this varsity team.
Be looking to see more big hits from him. He's one of the strongest people on the team.
And there's Duffy in the back. But great pressure from Joe Sullivan. 3rd and 15 now for Norfolk. Back returning for the Saints, it's Hayden Forrest. He does it all. Offense, defense, and special teams. He'll take this one to 42. Juke left and eventually brought down around the 34-yard line. Came in well after the play had concluded. Could be a sideline warning from St. Chris.
Seems like if it was a personal call on the
maybe they will. Coach Cullen just told his team to quit it with the chatter. Farrell takes a snap, rolls out right. Good blitz pickup from Cavanis. He gets it out to Tazwell for the first down and some. Tazwell actually fumbles the ball, but picked up by Andre Green. Gets about 15 there. So Cavanis out. Looks like 6 or 7 there. Nice carry from Nikos Cavanis. Bootleg type plays where he rolls out and is able to get a short reception but turned it into a decent gain. They'll hand it off to Hendrick, and he's wrapped up pretty quickly here. Tackles made by Bray Hollowell. So 3rd and 2 now for the Saints. Farrell's going to throw here. There's nothing there, but he's in a scramble. He does get it, and helmet comes off at the end there. So looks like Williamson's going to have to come in for a snap here, but great effort and improv from Griffin O'Farrell. There was nothing open He tucked it and ran and got the first down. First and goal now for the Saints at around the 5 or 6 yard line. I formation for the Saints. That's Hendrick. Reed Terry at fullback. Hendrick's going to take this carry. Looks like he gets about 4 or 5. Down at the Norfolk 2.
Carries again for a gain of 4. Second and goal from the 2-yard line.
And they're going to be in the same exact formation. I imagine they're going to try to punch this one in. Again, given to Hendrick, and he dives over the top. Great blocking from the Saints, creating it. And Hendrick gets in for the first time today. 14-0 Saints.
Hendrick's a really strong yet very athletic, very versatile running back. Has the jump, has the speed, has everything.
That was a 6-play, 35-yard drive from the Saints. Very impressive. Ultimately saved by Griffin O'Farrell's on for the extra point now. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good. 15-0 Saints now. Kick from Sears is underway. And this one again goes into the end zone. So a touchback here.
Sears gets it into the end zone for a touchback.
Norfolk has trips outright. Duffy will throw across the middle. Pass intended for Ben Locke is no good.
Duffy's pass incomplete. Intended for number 7, Ben Locke. 3rd and 4.
We've seen Jacob Saffold here before. He's very strong, very fast running back. He was able to cause problems for the Saints last year. Looks like we're holding them, though, pretty well. We'll see if it can continue to do the same.
Duffy will drop back, throw over the middle, and wide open is number 35. It's Stinson Moss, and the Saints were unable to make a tackle until it looked like it was Mac Grant at the end there. But a monstrous gain for Norfolk. That was wide open over the middle, beat the entire Saints secondary. That's 6'2", 190-pound tight end Stinson Moss on the reception there. And great effort play from Mac Grant, able to trip him up at the Saints' own 10-yard line. First, it was about a 65-yard breakaway catch there from Stinson Moss, and then now Ben Locke on the play-action pass. And Norfolk's going to go for 2 here. They've got twins out right. So that was a 4-play, 80-yard drive from Norfolk. And the Saints has gotten a little bit quieter now.
It keeps doing that. Just press that. Keep an eye on it.
Be number 9, Drew Duffy, their quarterback here to kick.
Cavanis fields it at the 10. And met at the 30, so 20-yard return from Cavanis. The Saints will take over at their own 30. Oliver Jones on the tackle for Norfolk. So Farrell takes a snap, throws quickly out to Wallace. Great tackle. Bounds by number 3, Max Minder. They'll hand it up the middle now to Hendrick. He'll get a good gain here. Up to the Norfolk 49-yard line. Tackled by Max Minder. So 3rd and 3 now for the Saints. Hendrick is in the backfield. Could be a run. Norfolk is good for about 6. Bray Holloway there on the coverage.
Receivers, we haven't seen Andre Green get that many touches. He's only got 1 fumble recovery, but definitely do not sleep on him. He is able to jump over cornerbacks consistently and get the ball.
So they'll hand this one off to Forrest again. Refusing to go down is Forrest. Eventually brought down around the 16 or 17-yard line. And now Cavanis will come in for Forrest. So they'll hand this one off to Cavanis. But wrapped up at the line of scrimmage with number 74, Ty Alexander. Listed at 6'4", 275. He's a menacing defensive tackle.
For sure, the Norfolk D-line looks pretty strong. Got 2 people at 6'4" and 275 plus pounds. Also some Max Polio at 6'1", 295. Very strong, very big defensive line they've got.
And this will be looks like a neutral zone infraction against Norfolk. So that'll push the Saints up 5. Now at the 10-yard line. Farrell takes a shotgun.
Pretty well. Gets tackled on the play.
And they'll bring in a heavy set here now with Moore and Hendrick. Jeff Moore is the middle linebacker on defense, but occasionally will play fullback. They'll actually move high formation for the Saints. Coach Cullen changes the play, but not enough time. I'm not sure if they audibled there a couple times, but that was a great play there from the Saints. Threw a screen pass out to Tazwell. Andre Green with a crucial block, freeing up Tazwell, allowing him to get in the end zone.
Coach Cullen able to recognize the man defense on the outside. The 2 receivers left out wide open. Andre Green just with the great screen there.
I think when you bring in Jeff Moore, it screams you're going to be running the ball, but
yeah, for sure. Able to confuse the Saints there, or the Bulldogs, sorry.
And the kick from Sears is good. Saints up 15 now. Jack Sears puts it through the end zone every time. Really? We'll take a break.
Make sure to stop by the food truck.
So that was about a 70 or 60 yard run from Norfolk there, but it's going to come back for a holding.
As I was saying there, Jacob Saffold does have the speed, able to outrun all of the Saints defense there, all the cornerbacks. Saints got to watch out for that again.
So snap from Duffy. There could be a flag down immediately here before the snap. Being offsides call on the Saints defense here.
Norfolk still facing about a 2nd and 15. If Saints are able to hold here, it will make it very tough here for the Norfolk Bulldogs. It's going to be a timeout here for the Bulldogs.
We'll take a quick break.
See what the Bulldogs bring. Just called a timeout. Might have rethought their strategy here.
Duffy will fake the run. Throws out right. Pass complete now. Brought down around the 46. It'll be a first down for Norfolk. Pass was caught by number 12, Wilson Treywick.
6'5", 290, 190, sorry. Very tall, very strong kid he is.
Saints expecting a run, and it is one there. There's Jeff Moore, again, as we mentioned, just shot the gap and brought down Jacob Saffold in the backfield for about a 4 or 5 yard loss. Saints were expecting run, and there was in fact a run.
For sure. Jeffrey Moore you can always depend on him to be blitzing on the side for the run, able to recognize it and shoot the gap and get the tackle.
2nd and 14 now for Norfolk. Trips out left. Duffy takes a snap, throws across the middle. It's tipped and intercepted. Couldn't tell who it was. Not sure who tipped it, but looks like it was Mian of LA on the interception.
I don't believe you were able to see it, but Jeffrey Moore shot up the middle and was able to get a hit on the QB as soon as he threw it. Most likely was able to cause that interception.
We've seen him do it before. He causes a lot of QB pressure, and we've seen multiple times when they send Jeff Moore on a A-gap or B-gap splits, he gets home, and quarterback wants to get rid of it because you don't want to get hit by Jeff Moore. He's like a freight train blitzing through the O-line there. Big play from the Saints defense here. And out trots Gil Williamson now at quarterback. So interesting call from Coach Cleland, switching it up at quarterback despite Griffin O'Farrell's consistent success. Williamson takes a snap and throws over the middle. Pass complete to Will Taswell. Tackled down to 21. That's A.J. Keels on the tackle.
That's the advantage you get with Gil Williamson, about 6'5", 6'6", able to just look over the O-line, which Griffin O'Farrell is not able to do. Griffin O'Farrell is standing about 5'10", 5'11". Gil Williamson can just heave it right over the line and over the cornerbacks into his receivers.
And we've seen it multiple times when Gil Williamson comes in for probably his first play of the game. We saw it 2 weeks ago at St. Stephen's St. Annis. Immediately just has a 20 or 30 yard reception. And this play is blown dead.
Seems going to be a false start on the Saints.
False start on the Saints.
First and 15 now. Williamson will hand it off to Kavanis. Just brought down by Doyle after picking up about 3 there.
Kovanis carries for 3 yards. 2nd and 12.
Second and 12 now. Reed Terry comes in at tight end. Andre Green is all by himself out right. He's got a lot of room to work with. Williamson looks left, throws right to Andre Green. Here he goes. Ball goes up and is brought down by Andre Green. To no surprise, high points the ball, brings it down. Touchdown Saints.
For sure, as I said, Andre Green, you cannot sleep on this man. He is able to jump over any quarterback out there on the field and just grab it over their head. Saints most likely were just waiting for the opportunity. Did not look to him much in the first half, but then hits him here when it hurts most.
And I think everybody in the stadium knew that one was going to Andre Green. They probably set that play up from the beginning. They had him out wide. And
for sure, when you have Gil Williamson and Andre Green on the field, Saints run that play where Andre Green just does a outpost out to the corner and just able to jump over every cornerback on the field.
And a great throw from Gil Williamson. Put it exactly where Andre Green could get it. Goes up and brings it down.
False start called on the Saints.
Wouldn't be surprised if Gil Williamson got some more time here later in this game. Been playing very well. No incompletions so far.
So false start will push back the PAT 5 yards. And the kick from Seawards is good. So 29-7 now. So Seawards will kick this one away. And fielded at the 1 yard line now by Ben Locke. And actually a decent gain. Eventually pushed out of bounds at the 50 yard line. So 49 yard return or so by Ben Locke. Poor coverage by the Saints special teams there.
Ben Locke been waiting to return a kick here. Looks like he made the best out of his first one, though.
So Norfolk will start off at the 50. Duffy drops back, immediate pressure, will step up in the pocket, and able to break a few tackles, but eventually brought down after about a 2 yard gain. That's Trent Hendrick on the tackle.
Jeffrey Morris seems like he's making his own calls out there on the field. Just shows how his recognition shows how he can read the play himself.
And direct snap to Peyton Randolph in the Wildcat formation. Excuse me, that was Jacob Saffold. Looks like they were running in some type of option maybe, but
For sure, looking like Jacob Saffold was looking to carry it himself. Wasn't able to find the blocks, though. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to set up in the same formation here.
so a direct snap to Saffold again in the Wildcat formation. He'll run it out left, but nothing is there. And that's, couldn't tell if that was Hayden Forrest or Nikos Kavanis. I believe it was Hayden Forrest that came in at the end there. Put on a nice hit on Saffold.
4th and about 13 here. Punt team's going to come out for the Bulldogs.
So George Hoshin lines up to try to block this one. Almost gets back there is Brooks Council. Forrest will field at the 15. Nice block from dam guard there. And eventually brought down to 26 or 27. Forrest is able to get about 2 or 3 at the end of that run there just by pushing the pile himself.
Hendrick out there in the backfield with Gil Williamson.
Williamson fakes the pass, hands it off to Hendrick at the middle.
Looks like Gil Williamson might have not understood the play. Looked like he was, might have been just
I believe it was a play fake. I think he was
for sure
faking the pass and then handing it off.
some sort of option. Maybe the screen was there, but decided to run it.
So Williamson fakes the handoff and runs out right, but late hit at the end there too.
There's a flag on the field.
Loss of 2. There's a flag down on the play.
Might have been an RPO there from Williamson. Not sure if a passing option was available.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Looks like they ran the same play, maybe.
I don't think so. I think the previous one was a draw. This one was an RPO type option.
Seems like it might have been an accidental call there or something. Saints, or the refs are not going to call any penalties.
So 3rd down now, about 8. And yet another whistle. It's a lot of stoppages here from the officials in the 2nd quarter.
Clock is still running here too.
Williamson takes it, rolls out right. Pass complete. Oh, wow. Hit Tazzle right in the hands.
Another flag on the play here.
That was a great throw from Williamson, but Tazzle just drops it. So we'll wait to see what this flag is here. Looks like they'll be offsetting.
That was an odd incompletion there from Tazwell. Normally able to make every single catch he can that when the ball comes into his area. We've seen him make one-hand catches, diving catches, all the above. Unfortunate there for Will Tazwell.
Seawers will punt this one away. High punt. Ben Locke fields it. Hodgson misses. Excuse me, that was Cole McCoy, not Hodgson. And Locke is eventually brought down around the 42-yard line.
Norfolk's got about 5 minutes left in the half. They should be looking to score here. They will receive the ball after the first half. Let's see if they can't make anything of it.
So it looks like Norfolk's going to stick with their wildcat formation again. It's going to be a direct snap to Saffold. Another whistle. Someone went early. I believe it's going to delay a game, actually. Looks like they're going to give him the timeout before the delay a game is called. So Norfolk will talk it over. We'll take a quick break. So run up the middle. That was Saffold on the carry.
Saddle carries for no gain. Caleb Bay on the tackle.
Defensive tackle Caleb Bay was there. 2nd and 10 still, no gain on that play.
Looks like Norfolk is going to set up in the Wildcat again. They haven't thrown out of it once. Motion left.
Lock comes in motion. They'll hand it off. This is Jasper Doyle on the carry, brought down by Damgard. Nice tackle from Teddy Damgard there. Brings down the 215-pound Doyle from behind.
Decent play call there from the Bulldogs. The fake jet sweep threw off the D line there, and just Jasper was able to get through the left side and pick up a gain.
So Norfolk will take another timeout here to avoid the play clock. And we'll take a quick break while they talk it over. First and 10 here. Saffold will take it. He'll throw this time. Pass is complete to Treywick. Brought down around the 30 by Belea.
Norfolk able to find some success in this Wildcat formation. Might be throwing the Saints off for a little bit of confusion here. Wildcat, a pretty odd formation here.
And Hayden Forrest comes off with slight limp here. They'll hand it off to Doyle again. He's brought down by a group of Saints.
Doyle carries for a gain of 5.
Around the 35-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain by Doyle. So Norfolk is switching it up. They've started out with Drew Duffy at quarterback, but now they're just running the Wildcat with Saffold. I'm not even sure if you can call it the Wildcat because Saffold has actually thrown it a couple times.
For sure, you might as well call Jacob Saffold the quarterback at this point. Bulldogs do not have a timeout left in this half. Going to need to start just pushing through.
So I believe Jacob Saffold is in because starting quarterback Drew Duffy is injured. He was brought down by Trent Hendrick earlier and had to go out. And he's no longer in pads. He's on the sideline now, just watching. So I guess that's the reason why they had to put their running back Saffold at quarterback. And then Jasper Doyle fills in for Saffold at running back. Saffold will keep this one, run up the middle. Good for about 4. So Norfolk is short. It'll be 4th and about 1 now for Norfolk.
Seems like number 56, Hank Filer, getting a little bit of a pushing situation. Saints going to call a timeout. We'll be right back after the timeout. It's going to be Jacob Saffold alone in the backfield.
4th and 1 for the Bulldogs. Mean blitz from the Saints. There's Jeff Moore out there. Unable to get there, but the Saints ultimately did stop him. It was Jeff Moore and Cole McCoy both sent on a blitz. I'm not sure who made the tackle. Sounds like it was Teddy Damgard on the tackle. So Teddy Damgard's seen a lot of action today with his counterpart Chris Thomas out with a shoulder injury. But he's made a few crucial tackles for the Saints today.
You should see a pass-heavy offense here. Saints have under 2 minutes to get about 70 yards up.
So Farrell returns at quarterback now. It's Reed Terry in the backfield. Pass is complete to Tazwell over the middle. That was a post right from Tazwell. Brought down around the 38-yard line. Called to 39.
Saints going to be running no huddle here, trying to use as little time as possible.
And pass intended for Tazwell is picked off. That's Elijah Kwamale on the interception.
Good read there from Kwamale. Looks like Griffin Farrell made a 4-step play a little bit, threw into 3 linebackers there.
It was actually the same play, I believe. It was the same exact post route from Tazwell, and Kwamale was waiting on it. He jumped it. So the flag down was for an illegal motion on the Saints, but will not affect the play. Norfolk will take over at St. Christopher's 30-yard line. So the Saints defense didn't get much of a breather. It'll be Saffold and Doyle in the backfield now. Saffold takes a snap. He'll throw. Pass is complete. Brooks Council was on the coverage. He brings down Treywick.
And the
Good
clock
for about
will
4.
the clock will keep running here. Bulldogs have no timeouts.
Yeah, they had to use up more than a few on just preventing those 5-yard delay of games. And that's really hurting them now because he can't stop the clock. So Saffold will throw out left to Ben Locke this time. Nice blocking for him, but looks like Damgard might have been the first one there alongside Forrest.
Saffold back with Doyle again.
So Saffold's looking incomplete though. And then a late hit by Hank Filer is gonna, it's gonna be a roughing the passer, I believe, on Hank Filer. He came in late on Saffold, so that'll push Norfolk up 15. It's a really bad penalty late in the the first half here. Only 28 seconds.
For sure, that's a penalty when they least want it. It's going to push the Bulldogs up to their own 15. 30 seconds left.
First and 10 on the 11-yard line.
Saffold takes the snap. He'll throw towards the end zone, but it's behind his intended receiver. It looks like it was maybe Ben Locke. Can't tell. Yes, it was Ben Locke, but it was behind Locke. Ran a slant. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now from St. Christopher's 12-yard line.
Almost intercepted by me and Avalea. The ball was tipped off the receiver's hands, but otherwise he would have had the interception there.
So Kavanis goes out wide to cover Doyle. And Saffold keeps it, brought down though. That's Jeff Moore, and then a flag comes in at the end. They're not sure what that one could be about. It was undoubtedly a clean hit from Moore.
Saffold's slow to get up. Hands on his knees. Might be hurt here.
I'm not sure what the flag could be. It came after the play had concluded. It was a clean tackle by Jeff Moore. So we'll see what this is all about. They're talking it over, taking their time.
Looks like the wind might have gotten knocked out of Saffold there. Coach Cullen's gonna talk to the refs about this. Very unhappy about the call.
It was a terrible call, if I'm being honest. I mean, there was no head-to-head contact there. Moore led with his shoulder, followed through to the ground. It was a textbook tackle.
Was it a targeting call?
It was head-to-head contact.
Oh.
They called on Jeff Moore, but, I mean, there's nothing he can do in that situation. He didn't even lead with his head. I mean, it's chest up. It's exactly how they teach you. And he's getting punished for it, but that's a weak call. And Cullen gives Jeff Moore a high five. I believe there's a mutual understanding there that Jeff Moore did nothing wrong.
For sure.
So 2 personal fouls successively called on the Saints.
It's going to be in the Saints' own 7, it looks like.
Clock is running. Saffold takes a snap, throws towards the end zone. It's a valet on coverage. Pass intended for Treywick. He's out of bounds. 11.9 seconds remaining now. So 3rd and about 6.
Norfolk's maybe got one play here. Hopefully could hope if the clock keeps running, could spike it and get a field goal here.
I think it's unlikely. I don't think there's enough time for that. I think they're going to probably take 2 more shots at the end zone. But if they get tackled in bounds, that's going to do it for the first half. So they need to be into the end zone, and it is. But pass is tipped by Nikos Kavanis. It might have been intercepted. Saints are celebrating. Looks like it was.
It was intercepted.
That was Brooks Council. That was tipped by Nikos Kavanis. So credit to Kavanis. It was an easy catch for Council in the back of the end zone. And that should do it here for the first half. Saints will likely come out and take a knee. Up 22. There's no need to try to take a shot here. Though they could if they wanted to. But there's really no reason to. They'll take a knee. So Farrell takes the knee. That'll do it for the first half. Saints 29, Norfolk 7. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the second half. We are back now for the second half. Jack Sievers will kick it away. And this one will go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Saints are currently up 22. 2 more scores, and it would implement the running clock rule. In which case the clock only stops for injuries, timeouts, the end of the quarter. But it will keep on running despite incomplete passes and whatnot. So Saffold takes the snap. He'll hand it off to Doyle and brought down immediately. There's Jeff Moore again. That was a solo tackle from Jeff Moore, got there by himself.
Norfolk's QB1, Drew Duffy, was injured in the first half, so Jacob Saffold now out for their QB now.
A 5-yard tackle for loss by Jeff Moore, his second of the day. Saffold will throw over the middle, and Matt Grant is there on the coverage. Pass intent for Moss. He had the 70 to 80-yard reception earlier in the first half. Griffin O'Farrell in the first half was 10 for 14, 86 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Gil Williamson was 2 for 3, 44 yards and a touchdown. Receiving wise, Will Tazewell had 7 receptions for 84 yards and a touchdown, leading the Saints. Saffold goes to the middle on that one, brought down the backfield. Late flag comes in again. Hank Filer's helmet came off. He'll have to come out for a play. On the opposing side of the ball, Jeff Moore led in tackles with 5 unassisted tackles and a sack, 4 of which were tackles for loss. Teddy Dangard and Matt Grant were right behind him with 3 unassisted and 1 assisted tackles.
Flag here is going to force a third and short here against the Saints.
So defensive holding on the Saints. It'll be 3rd and short now, 3rd and about 1. Harwell Harrison is now in at safety, it looks like. And Saffold runs this one out to the left side, and he gets a decent gain there. And then a late block from Jasper Doyle. That was a late hit on Matt Grant, but no call. It's poor officiating there. So it'll be a first down for Norfolk now. First and 10 from their own 37. Saffold takes a snap and hands it off to Doyle, who does nothing with it, and is met immediately by Hendrick and Caleb Bay.
It's going to lead to second at about 11, 10 maybe.
So Saffold will hand it off to Ben Locke in motion. Look at a nice gain here.
Able to pick up a first.
Ben Locke carries for the first down.
On their own 47 now, 1st and 10. Saffold will take the snap, looking to throw, and that's going to be a holding call for sure. That one will be pushed back. Saffold eventually brought down by Mac Grant, but looks like there is going to be a holding call on Norfolk. There it is.
Going to be a holding call against the Bulldogs.
Going to be second about 15.
So 6 seconds remaining on the play clock. Norfolk needs to get the snap off. Locke comes in motion. They'll hand it off to Doyle up the middle. And he'll get about 4 here. So some new names in for the Saints on defense. Seldom do we see Harwell Harrison in. They've also put in Garnett Nelson as well. So those guys are getting some playing time, always good. Both of whom are seniors. Harwell Harrison is back deep. Looks like cover 1 from the Saints. They'll do a double reverse now to Doyle, and a big hit from Jeff Moore. Just absolutely leveled Ben Locke. That was an egregious hit at the end there.
Looks like Hayden Forrest might have a slight limp again. He was limping early in the first half. Cole McCoy's going to come out for him.
So 3rd and about 10 now for Norfolk. Saffold will throw, hit as he throws, out of bounds. Pressure there from Garnett Nelson. So it'll be 4th down now. We'll see what Norfolk does. They're down by 22 in the 3rd quarter, and I believe they're going to be punting here. And Hayden Forrest is hurt, so you need to have another return man in.
Looks like Andre Green will come out the field to return.
And there's no one back there. Andre Green is running to go get that.
Looks like they're just going to let it go.
And that's going to pin the Saints deep. That is a crucial mistake on the special teams end. And that's the challenge of special teams, comes down to logistics. There are a lot of moving parts, and you need to recognize that when someone's hurt, someone has to fill in for whoever's hurt. And that time it was Hayden Forrest who came off with a limp on the previous play. Hence, the Saints did not have a return man. And as a result, they'll be starting off inside their own 10.
Griffin O'Farrell will be coming out as QB. Seems like Saints are running their normal offensive lineup.
Andre Green is matched up against A.J. Keels, who's listed at 5'7". They'll throw to Tazwell. Throws behind him, but Tazwell corrals it in. Brought down at the 9-yard line. Looks like they'll give him forward progress up to the 12, maybe. Looks like the 11. Tackle was made by A.J. Keels. O'Farrell will roll out left. He'll cut back right now. A lot of room.
Looking for Andre Green.
It is complete to Andre Green. A.J. Keels in the coverage. That's a large height difference, but I believe Andre Green might be St. Christopher's shortest receiver, listed around 6'2", 6'3", so it's hard because you've got AJ Keels in the game and he has to guard someone, but guarding someone that's 6'2", that's about a half-foot differential.
For sure. Plus the most likely 35-plus inch vertical that Andre Green has.
Farrell will look to throw now. He'll step up in the pocket. Throws it to Tazwell, complete. Pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Elijah Kwamale on the tackle. Farrell takes a snap. He'll throw over the middle. Pass intended for Nigel Green is incomplete. It was broken up by Max Minder.
Looks like Andre Green is still being manned up by AJ Keels, all alone on the right side.
They'll hand it off to Hendrick at the middle now. And refusing to go down. Good push from the Saints offensive line. Still getting yardage. And eventually goes down. Picks up about 4 yards after contact. That's a large pile of players there.
Seems like there might.
And looks like the man on the bottom is going to be hurt. That was a lot of mass on top of him.
Ref's going to call an injury timeout here.
Looks like it's Stinson Moss down for the Bulldogs. We'll take a break. So we're back now. Stinson Moss walks off under his own power. 3rd and short for the Saints. Hendrick in the backfield. They'll hand it off up the middle. He'll get the first down and then some. Trent Hendricks in a breakaway for looks like a 50-yard gain there.
Stopped around the 8.
And he was brought down by Elijah Kwamale, who is now hurt. It was a nice effort catching up to Hendrick. It looks like he was going to be breaking away for a touchdown, but Kwamale is able to catch up behind him and bring him down from behind. And another injury timeout here. We'll take a break as a check on Kwamale. So back now, Saints are in the red zone after Trent Hendricks' run. He has 7 carries for 75 yards in the day. And that's going to be a false start penalty on the Saints. It was either Green or Tazwell. I believe it was Tazwell on the false start. So that'll push the Saints back 5. It'll push him back to the, it's like the 13-yard line. So first and goal now. Andre Green still has the size differential out on the right there, but they'll hand it off to Hendrick. He gets a couple there. Tackle is made by Peyton Randolph. Second and goal now from the 10-yard line. I imagine the Saints might be looking in Andre Green's direction here. He's got a huge height differential. We've already seen it once this game. He's by himself, no safety help, and Norfolk is stacking the box, expecting the run. And they do, in fact, look in Green's direction, but eventually it's going to be towards Tazwell and broken up. That's Nate Dickinson on the coverage. So Nigel Green might have been open, but they ran a drag route to Tazwell across the field, which brought a lot of attention towards that right half.
Might expect a throw to Andre Green here soon. He's got about maybe an 7-inch height different.
And they'll throw, looks like O'Farrell's just going to throw that one out of bounds. Might have been a miscommunication or might have just been getting rid of it. Nigel Green was in that direction. So fourth and goal from their own, from Norfolk's 10. They're going to go ahead and kick the field goal. That'll be a 27-yarder from Jack Sewers.
Make the game 25-point lead here.
He missed I believe was a 38-yarder earlier in the game. This is from 27. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good. So Saints will add on 3. It'll be a 25-point lead now. 3.5 remaining in the third quarter. And Hayden Forrest is out of his pads. Looks like he'll be done for today. He's got ice wrapped around his left knee. Probably just playing it safe. He doesn't seem to be ailing too much, but up 25, there's no need to be putting him in. He's a key component of this Saints team, offense, defense, and special teams. Sears kicks it away and into the end zone again. Trying to prevent Ben Locke from having another kick return. He brought one back. The only one he's brought back today, he brought back for 49 yards. So keeping it away from him is definitely a good thing here. Snap to Saffold. He's brought down quickly there. Looks like it was Nikos Kavanis on the tackle. They'll hand it off to Doyle. He'll bounce this one outside. And able to get about 7 there before he's pushed out of bounds. And Nikos Kavanis is down, but he'll get up.
Doyle on the carry. Just shy of the first down marker. We have 3rd and 1.
Looks like he'll come out. He's got a slight limp. Could be a cramp.
Looks like nothing serious. Was able to jog his way off the field here. Looks like it might have been his left leg.
Hodgson will spell Kavanis. And Norfolk's going to go for it. Saints are crowding the line of scrimmage, expecting a...
Norfolk's going to call a timeout here. Did not expect the Saints just to put everyone on the
they
line.
definitely want to go for a short draw there, or a QB sneak, and the Saints crowded the line of scrimmage, so Norfolk called timeout. We'll take a break while they talk it over. So we'll pitch it out to Doyle out left, and he'll get the first. He's brought down by Reed Terry.
Doyle on the carry. Again, first down for the Bulldogs.
So that'll move the chains for Norfolk. Saffa will keep it. He'll try to bounce it outside. Brought down to the line of scrimmage.
Sack on the carry again.
Maybe a gain of
Number 2
1.
yards, Jeff Moore on the stop.
Jeffrey Moore is there, bringing down Saffa to the line of scrimmage. And another player is down for Norfolk. So, I'm not sure if this is cramps or...
It looks like it's Saffold.
This is the 3rd Norfolk player to go down in the last 4 minutes of play. So they'll take another injury timeout, and we'll take a break as well. Second and 8 now. Got a different quarterback in now. Saffold had to come out, so it's David Smith in.
We'll see how the Bulldogs play this out. Saffold, basically their main quarterback and running back for this whole game. When Drew Duffy had to come out of in the first quarter, got injured. Seems like another injury.
So it's Jasper Doyle. He'll walk off on his own power.
Norfolk players now just starting to drop one by one. Having to result to their third string quarterback here. We'll see if they can make it work.
They'll hand it off. And brought down by Jeff Moore again. A.J. Keels came in motion. 5'7", 140. He's very quick, but not fast enough to escape the grasp of Jeff Moore. I believe that was another tackle for loss by Jeff Moore.
Looks like A.J. Keels will become their primary ball handler here.
Jeffrey has 9 tackles, 6 of which were tackles for loss. He's been outstanding today. So with Hayden Forrest injured, it'll be Andre Green back to return. David Smith will punt this one away. Green catches it at the 40. He bobbles it though, gets back onto it. He doesn't usually return punts, but the important thing is that he does get on it.
Apparently there's a legal motion on the Bulldogs. Gonna have to punt once more. Hopefully Andre Green can get this one.
So it's now 3 o'clock, and we are yet to enter the fourth quarter. This has been a long game. A lot of penalties, a lot of injuries. So Smith punts it again. Green fields it at the 38, makes one miss, and then brought down for 42.
Gil Williamson will come out here with third string running back Evan Thompson here. Saints able to get in some younger guys here, try out some new plays maybe.
Williamson fakes a snap, fakes the handoff, excuse me, and completes it to Terry. It was brought down around the 48. Tackle is made by Zachary Howard. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Saints are ahead 25. We'll take a break as we transition into the fourth.
Evan Thompson here, able to get it first here.
First and 10. Williamson takes a snap. He'll roll out left. He'll throw it deep to Nigel Green. He does corral it in. And that's going to be a catch. Coverage on the play by number 15, David Smith. That's the third-string quarterback for Norfolk.
Amazing throw from Gil Williamson across body on the run.
He's got an incredible arm. His wingspan is probably about 6'10".
For sure.
He's listed at 6'8", and he's got long arms, so I imagine it's somewhere around 6'10". And he's a gunslinger. We saw it there, just dishes one to Nigel Green, and a great throw and catch there. So Thompson will remain in the backfield. He's a scout team running back. He'll take the carry now, but nothing's there. Weak blocking on the right side of the line.
Thompson carries for no gain.
Gil Williamson has really made the most of his opportunities thus far, not including that last throw. He's been 3 for 4, 49 yards and a touchdown, and that last throw probably just made it 4 for 5, probably 70 yards. Pass intended for Andre Green is out of bounds. Back of the end zone there. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Bring up 3rd and 10.
Williams will take the snap, roll it out left again, and pass is complete to Nigel Green for a touchdown. Great throwing catch there. It was a similar play to what we saw before. Play action type fashion. Gil Williamson rolls out left and delivers a dime. Nigel Green. It's 38-7 now for the Saints. Gil Williamson is 5 for 7, 95 yards and 2 touchdowns. So although he hasn't seen a lot of time today, he's absolutely made the most of his opportunities.
Putting up very impressive numbers for the amount of time he's been out there on the field.
And he's great at leading the team. That was a 6-play, 57-yard drive by the Saints. Capped off by Jack Seaver's extra point. That'll be 39-7 now. So the Saints are up 32. Had it been 35, the clock would be running, but is 3 points shy of that mark. Wisconsin's up on Michigan 35-8. 3-point spread.
35-8.
People were saying Michigan would win too. Alabama covered against Southern Mississippi 4-7. Kick from Seavers will be fielded at the 1. Ben Locke will return it. He's brought down around the 30.
And Locke returns to the 31 yard line.
And another Norfolk player is injured. This is becoming excessive now. So we'll take another break as they check on him.
Seems like the Saints here are going to bring on their scout defense here. Forster Sterling, Pete Bell going to come out on the field.
So Norfolk will hand that one off up the middle.
Carry for 3 yards, 2nd and 7.
John Jordan also out there on the cornerback.
George Hodgson is there for the tackle.
Time for a 3-yard loss.
3-yard tackle for loss by Hodgson. It'll return to 3rd and 10 now. Ben Locke comes in motion. Now handing it off to the opposite side. A couple of missed tackles, but brought down eventually to line of scrimmage.
Time for a 1-yard loss. 4th down.
Looks like it was Cole McCoy there initially. So it'll be 4th down, and
Looks like Gray Broadus is also out there.
so Norfolk punts this one. It's a short punt. Rolls to the 35-yard line. Eventually stopping at the 34. Andre Green will leave it be.
34-yard line. The Saints 1st and 10.
Looks like John Jordan will come out as receiver as well.
And a Farrell returns at quarterback. Joe Blazak was in it. Excuse me, Joe Sullivan was in at tight end.
Evan Thompson carries for 8 yards. Trevor Made on the 17, Wyatt Cummings.
Zach Kersner out there also as a wide receiver.
Second and 2. Farrell runs the option, pitches it out to Thompson, who's brought down in the backfield for a loss of about 3 or 4.
Zachary Howard.
That's Zachary Howard on the tackle. So it'll be 3rd and 4 now. On the Saints' own 40. 6.5 minutes remaining. Farrell's going to keep this one. Not enough to get the first down. He'll be a yard shy.
A yard or 2 short on the 1st down marker.
And it'll be interesting what the Saints do because they
Looks
don't
like
looks like they're going to go for it. A short yardage situation. If they can keep possession of the ball, they can run the clock out. But if they punt it, then Norfolk's probably going to try to air the ball out downfield, which is going to extend the game longer than they want to.
realistically, there's not a lot of negatives here. Up 39-7. Nothing would hurt them really here now.
Fair will roll out left. And pass is complete to
John Jordan.
John Jordan, his first catch of the season.
Able to get both feet in there. Good play there by John Jordan. Looks like Ben Pollock is also out there.
So nice block by Joe Sullivan there. He came in crackback fashion across the line of scrimmage. Is a 4-yard gain by Thompson. Keeping the ball on the ground will keep the clock running. 4.5 minutes remaining. This is Cavanis.
Saints gonna set up a bunch on the left.
And Cavanis is brought down line of scrimmage. That's Ty Alexander on the stop for the Bulldogs. Farrell rolls out right. Completes the pass to Joe Sullivan. Usually plays D-line, but he's seeing some reps at tight end.
Not able to get anywhere though. Looks like the Saints will go for it. Sewer stays on the sideline.
It's kind of 4-down territory at this point. You definitely want to keep able to run the clock out. Or Farrell will take the snap. He'll roll out left. Looking. He sees Sullivan. And a one-handed snag by Sullivan. Brought down at the Norfolk 31. That was a nice throwing catch from O'Farrell to Sullivan. It was behind Sullivan, but he was able to stop and corral it with one hand.
And with that, Saints most likely going to be able to kill the rest of the clock here. I'm down to like maybe 1 minute or so.
I formation. Sullivan at fullback. They'll hand it off to Thompson. He'll bounce it outside. Able to break 2 or 3 tackles. Eventually push out of bounds at the 21.
Eventually pushed out of bounds after a 7-yard gain.
And the clock will continue to run here. Evan Thompson switches sides. Forward pass to Thompson there, actually. And he's brought down. It's an interesting play there, Harrison. They motioned Thompson towards the right side of O'Farrell. And then it was actually technically a forward pass, so had Thompson fumbled it, it would have been incomplete. Rather than the handoff would have been a fumble.
Maybe just trying something new. Clock's coming around 1 minute here. Saints able to just try new things or just run the clock out.
They'll hand it off to Thompson. He will get the first down. And hopefully he'll stay in bounds here. He does not.
Evan Thompson, tough yards.
So the clock unfortunately stops, but he does get the first down.
Able to do 2 spin moves off of 2 defenders there. Good work there by Evan Thompson.
And the clock actually will continue to run, so down to 35 seconds now, and it's running. Just one more play here from the Saints, and that should do it. And it looks like Griffin O'Farrell is just going to hand this one off to Kavanis. He's able to break away and gets into the end zone.
Good way to end the game there for the Saints.
Final touchdown.
Kavanis' second touchdown of the day.
Yeah, it really was not necessary to score again. You were up by 32, and you could have taken a knee and ended the game, but Saints are going to pile on points, which is completely unnecessary here. So 45-7, pending the extra point from Jack Sewers. And it's good, so 46-7, 17 seconds remaining. I imagine we'll just see a kick and then a knee to end the suffering here at Knowles Field. So it's actually a running clock now. So that'll do it for us. There's not going to be a need for a kickoff as 35 points or more the clock runs. So final score here at Knowles Field, your St. Christopher Saints 46, Norfolk 7. We'll see you next time.